What is going on, everyone? Matt here. Welcome back to yet another devlog for Total Zombie Lockdown, or TZL for short. And I have some good news. The game has finally been released. Now, I have published the game through the Android Play Store as well as itch.io. I currently have a Windows PC port going and an Android port going. So if you do own a Windows PC or if you do have access to an Android smartphone, definitely check the game out. I will leave all the information in the description box below. And also play the game, comment, let me know what you guys think, as that will be much appreciated, and I'm still looking forward to working on the game and growing as a game developer. Alrighty, so the game was actually completed 2.5 weeks ago, but the whole process of actually exporting over to Android and then publishing through Google Play and waiting for the review process and then going through the ads, waiting for the ad approval process took quite a long time. So I kind of missed my pre-Halloween window I was shooting for. However, the game is now live, ads are functioning properly, and all is well. Alrighty, so in this video, I'm just going to pick up where I left off in the previous video, kind of just talk about some new functionality I've added to the game, and then in the next devlog, I'm going to go a bit more into detail. It's going to be a bit after the game was published, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the installs, how the ads went, how the marketing went, so on and so forth, if I added any like new functionality, fixed any bugs, that kind of stuff. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So first thing first, what I wanted to talk about was the achievement room, and the whole purpose of this room was to keep the gameplay interesting, keep you as the player coming back and playing the game over and over and over to get more achievements. That way you can get rewarded with gems and take the gems and go to the shop and buy things. Now you may notice something, and that is because I've added ads into the game. There's a button here that says watch an ad for 6 gems, and it's going to be a whole learning process. I have never had ads before in a game, so I'm pretty excited to see how the revenue is and see how many viewers actually click on it versus viewers that don't click on it, and so on and so forth. But yeah, this has been the achievement shop. I've also added that button over to the shop as well. So it's in multiple different places, and also the game over screen. I'm trying to get as much exposure as possible without overwhelming the player, as this button is optional. And the next one, I can't really show it to you as it's all back-end stuff, but I've created a save system that keeps track of what achievements you have unlocked, what rank you have. It keeps track of your high score. It keeps track of what melee item you have, what skill you have equipped, what you have purchased, how many gems you have. There's a few different things that it takes care of, and thankfully everything is working fine, but I can't really show it as it's like a back-end thing. Alrighty, so after I finished off the save system, the next thing to work on was the audio system or the sound system, and up until this point I've actually been procrastinating as the sound work isn't my favorite part of game development, and I figured, hey, I can just knock this out in about a day or two. However, it took a lot out of me because I didn't realize how many things I actually have in the game. So I need to take into account there needs to be a theme song, there needs to be a song for the stages. I have a bunch of different UI with buttons where I need to have its own different sound. There's around 12 different guns in the game. Each gun has a special. There's special abilities, there's melee items, so on and so forth. And then on top of that, there's several different zombies. They look different, they sound different, and then there's collisions. There's just so many things I didn't take into account, so that kind of took a lot out of me, but thankfully everything has been completed and is working fine. Next up, I've sent the game over to a few people at this point to do some playtesting, and I've noticed that a lot of people are having trouble. A lot of people are struggling to understand how to play the game because there's just so much happening at once. As soon as you start the game off, you have all these different buttons. It isn't as clear as I wanted it to be. So initially I wanted to create a tutorial, but then I didn't want to create a tutorial. And then I wanted to do like a tutorial that's in the background that you don't really notice as a tutorial. And I was thinking of like adding some sprites onto the brick walls in the back of the first stage or two that kind of show off some of the gameplay elements, or like really just help you learn the game and show off some of the controls and really teach the player. However, I just went with a quick route as I was losing time, and I went ahead and created a controls room or a controls menu where you click on the controls. You can go to access this through the pause button. or through the main menu, and I wanted to get more into depth to the point where wherever you click on the screen, more dialogue will pop up and take you to a separate room, and you can kind of learn specifically on every single functionality of the game. But for now, this works, and it gives a general idea of how the game is meant to be played and what each section on the screen actually is and does. Alright, so I don't want the video to get too long, and I also don't want to spoil the game for anyone who's interested in playing. So last but not least, I just added a few more zombies. They all have different personalities, different traits. I added some updates over to the skills. I've added some updates to the guns. I've added updates to the melee items. Fixed some bugs. I balanced out a lot of the gun damage, a lot of the skill timers, so on and so forth. Alrighty, and that'll be it for this video. I'm going to release another devlog, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to talk a bit more about the installs, how the downloads went, how the ads went, how the marketing went, so on and so forth. If I added any more content, if I fix any bugs, and yeah. So right now I'm going to take a back seat on this game and start working on my previous dungeon crawler game. So if you are a fan of dungeon crawlers, definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, definitely like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.